All right, so another graph that we can do is called a stem and leaf plot. And I still have my divorce rates here. I've put them on your notes. And here's how you do a stem and leaf plot. First, you're going to determine what is called your stems and what's your leaf. And so basically I have two decimal places here. I have the ones place and the tenths place. So with a stem and leaf plot, you're always reporting at least two decimal places, but we could do it for more, for bigger numbers, all right? But I'm going to make my stem is going to be my whole numbers, all right? So on the left side is going to be my stem, and over here are going to be my leaves, all right? So again, my smallest was like 2 point something. So I'm going to make my stem, my first one's 2, and then I got 3, 4, 5, and that's it. All right, so those are my possible values of the left, the ones place. All right, my leaves are going to be the last decimal place that I report. Here I'm going to report the tenths place, this point something. All right, and so basically for each one of these, I am going to make a leaf. All right, so for this 4.3, my first leaf is going to be a 3. So when I see this 4 on the left side and this 3 on the right side, I know that that represents the divorce rate of 4.3 out of 1,000. All right. The next one is 4.1. So I'm going to make a leaf like this. The next one's 3.2 and then 3.3. And I'm going to pause my video and I'm going to finish putting in all of these. I think there's 40 of them, 45 numbers. Okay, magically, all the numbers are filled in, right? So for each one of these, there's going to be 45 of these numbers. And for each one of them, it represents one of these divorce rates. Okay, now it's not quite done. The next thing you're supposed to do is you're supposed to do this in ascending order. So we want the smallest to the largest here, all right? So I'm going to try to fit all this in over here. I'm going to make it small, all right? All right, so here my smallest number is a 4, and then I got a 6, and then I got 2 7s, an 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4 9s. I missed one, didn't I? There's 5 9s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. All right. And the same thing here. And I'm not going to fill this whole thing out, but basically, you know, I've got a 1 here, and I've got 3 2s in there, and I would do that. And then here I've got a 0, so 4.0, and oh, I got 2 zeros, and then I have a 1. All right, and then so on and so forth. But it's going to look like this, except I'm going to have all the numbers are going to be sorted, and that is a stem leaf plot. And the nice thing about a stem leaf plot is it kind of tells me, I can quickly look and see that most frequently these divorce rates are in the 3 point somethings, right? 3 point something out of 1,000. Then I have 2s and 4s are next most likely, and 5s are a little less likely, right? Another thing that you can do with a stem leaf plot is I can break this up. So maybe I feel like that's too many observations in one bar. So I can split my 2 into groups. So I can say, all right, I'm going to have 2. I'm going to have everything that is 0 to 4 on one line and everything 5 to 9 on another line. So here, you know, I would have 4. So then if I was to start that, which I'm going to put right here. Right, I have 2 rows of 2s, so I'm going to have 4 on one line, and then basically the rest of these are 5 or bigger, and so they would go on this line. Now I did this in Statcrunch, so you can also do this in Statcrunch, and it gives me this. All right, so it automatically split those up. It's into that half of the 2s are going to go on the top row, half, and when I say half, meaning everything from 0 to 4, So 2.0 to 2.4 out of 1,000 goes on the first row, and everything 2.5 to 2.9 goes on the second row. All right. So you can see now this actually looks more like that histogram. You can imagine if I turn that on its left side, then the width of this is the height of those histograms. I had one that was between 2 and 2.5. I had, how many was it? 11. Let me go back and look. No, it was 9. Then I have 9 that were between 2.5 and 3. And then I had 8, and then I had 11 here. All right. So when I look at it, it looks similar to a histogram, except it's on its side. All right. The nice thing about stem and leaf plots is that I actually have the individual data points in there. So in addition to seeing how many are in each class, I can see what those values were. I can see that there was one state that had a divorce rate of 5.6 out of 1,000. Another thing you can do with stem leaf plots is you can compare two different variables. So for your guys' class, I asked everybody what's your mother's age and your father's age. And this is a stem leaf plot where on the right side I have father's ages, and on the left side I have mother's ages. And you can see that the smaller numbers are the ones close to the stem. So there was a mother who was 33 years old, right? And another mother that was 34 years old. So here, my stem, this is the tens place. Right? So this is 30 years. And then here, my leaves, these are the ones place. So so somebody's dad was 75 years old. Somebody's mom was 73 years old. Right? And again, I can see that the shape of the graph, you know, that for the fathers, the most common ages are between 50 and 55 years old. Okay? And for the mothers, they have an equal amount between 40 and 40, or 45 and 50, and 50 and 55. All right. So those are the ones that are most common.